Well, hop on to my flying Nimbus, because we really should get going.
You mean I can actually ride on this thing without falling?
Well, sure, but you do have to have a pure heart.
Oh, that's okay. When your dad's the Ox King, you always behave well.
I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Inhale high, enjoying the vibes. Got no time for bullshit in my life. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Inhale high, enjoying the vibe. Got no time for bullshit in my life. Super Saiyan with this flow. Like Vegeta, my heart stay cold. Smoking on that Saiyan dope. Feeling like I'm on a Nimbus cloud, yo. I just want it all, I just wanna ball. Wanna go to the mall, not care about the cost. Puffin' on the dopest dope, in a sweet or raw. Hella high, singing catchy songs. My mind stay floating, smoking on this potent. Got my mind constantly going, has me going slow motion. Wanna be sipping Arizona tea, rolling up the finest weed. In San Diego, by the beach, living how I should be. I'm just trying to live my life, so my blunt and stay lit. Look at the drama, that's my mindset. Feeling good, just vibing. You can catch me smiling. I'm up in the clouds, I'm flying. Got no time for no bullshit or lying. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Inhale high, enjoying the vibes. Got no time for bullshit in my life. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Inhale high, enjoying the vibe. Got no time for bullshit in my life. Let's go, man. Fuck all that drama shit. Take me to my paradise. Give me some video games. Give me some double cheeseburgers. Give me some good ass weed. And let's go.
All right, here we are. We're back in this piece one more time. Okay, but this time I changed the setting. So I'm in my bedroom right now. Let's fix this chair. Let's adjust the chair. Let's sit back. All right, let's adjust this mic. So I've been away. And I don't know. I don't even remember the last episode, what date it was. But I do know that the last project that I was working on, I was gearing up for the serial killer episode. And then I just got overwhelmed with sadness. It was just so. I started to identify with the victims, and I just got sad, right? And I was like, man, I got to step away from this. So I knew that we had that, and I'm not really sure what else happened, but you know, I do remember that, right? I do remember that, and I knew that this was going to happen as soon as I start recording. Some other distraction, something else was going to happen. So let's see if we can remember where I was when I come back.
Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artist's dream.
All right, we're back. You know, I might do the episodes from the bedroom, but I probably have to change maybe go into the closet, because we're going to get a chime every time someone goes past the camera at the front door, or when the door opens, it's going to be a chime. So, but we'll see how it how it plays out, right? So we're on the serial killer. We're studying, gearing up for the serial killer episode. And boom, I'm sad. It's like, man, these victims, and just because we're looking at humanity, and at the darkest part of humanity. Because even when it's based off of territory, okay, I want to steal your territory, I want to steal your resources. When it's that, it's like, okay, all right, I get it. But when you have just someone who was just killing and raping just for no reason, just who knows why, right? Like that was just overwhelming. So I stepped away from that. And in the meantime of that, I started to really focus on money. I really focused on money like never before. Like I've never really been this driven for money, but in this quest for money, I found myself like losing myself. And that's really been the main hurdle, or the wall. I can't even say that it's a wall. It was so far away from me that I started to lose myself. Who is Bo? And in order to really find out, like, yo, who are you? Right? When you find yourself, you find yourself, man, I'm away from who I am. Like I don't even know who this guy is when I look in the mirror. Who is this guy? You have to go back to your childhood. That's where you were formed. Because we're all just old kids. Like we're still that child. Even though we feel like we understand more than we did when we were younger. Like I know that no gremlins are gonna be hiding in the cabinets and just waiting to attack me, and now I'm running like some movie. Like that's not the case. But those things that I enjoyed and love, like that's at the core and the essence of who I am. So what I started to move away from in this quest for money, I started moving away from video games. I started moving away from music. And like those are my, and just being creative. Because I feel like this podcast is an extension of my creativity. Right? I get a chance to create. I'm just talking, I'm just speaking. But I get a chance to get these ideas out, to get these thoughts out. And it's like what I find just looking back just last week is like I don't have any creative ideas as far as I need to get out. It's all money related. It's all, so even if I'm trying to be creative in the pursuit of money, okay, how can I get more? How can I get more money? It's not just raw creativity. It's look for money, which is not even real. Like it's not even real. And it just makes you feel like like, yo, this is a crappy trade. Like, it really is, man. It really is. It's just a crappy trade. Because, like, it's not, like, none of this stuff is real. Right? Yeah, you get the physical things that you can touch. Okay, so now, this car, all right, it costs $1 million. And you want like maybe 10, 12 of them. And you want to have the pinnacle, it's going to be at, let's say, 12 or $20 million. And then once you get it, then what? All right, you drive one on Monday, then you drive another one on Tuesday, and right? So you switching them up. But then what? Like, all right, look, I'm flying across the world. Like, for what? And then what? And it's like, okay, well, I get to pass it on to my kids. And then what? Like once you get away from yourself and now you're thinking about what your kids are going to do with the money, well, then it's not even for you. Like, this, it's not even real anyway. But now it's not even for you. So then where are you? Where are you, Bo? Are you playing video games? Did you play Resident Evil 8? The Village? Y'all know I love Resident Evil 7. I mean, I went back to, 1 and 2, I loved, and I remember playing that as a kid. I didn't play 3. I came back for Code Veronica. I love that. I love Code Veronica. I didn't play 4, 5, or 6. I came back on 7. I love 7. And now 8 is out. And one thing that I learned with games is the importance of playing a game when it first come out to really get that experience. That's something that I missed with Mario 64. Like, I missed that. And I realized it later on in life. It might have been 10 years after Mario 64 came out that I realized because I was there each time, like when Mario first came out, like boom, your boy was there playing Mario. Like, yo, it was so crazy. Just the music, it was so fresh, right? Because we was coming from Atari 2600, and I remember playing that. And my cousin, Randy, I would go over his house and I would play. And, you played all of these games and it was like cool. I mean, it wasn't nothing like spectacular, but you were a young tyke. So it was like, man, this is crazy. This is good. This is a good time. You're having fun. And then when the first Mario dropped on Nintendo on the States in America, I mean, it was just pandemonium. My cousin George, he had it. He was the first person that I because people in my neighborhood now, he lived South Baltimore. I lived on East Baltimore, but we would always go down there. That was the spot. We would go to his house. And I remember, boom, they had Mario. He was playing it. And I remember, like, I was trash. Like, I was super trash. I was like, man, but the music and the game was just so fresh. I just love watching. And they could already do, like, where they get Infinite Men. They could already do that trick, right? And I'm a young tyke. I mean, the Nintendo probably came out, in 5'86". So I'm a young tyke. I can't even really play the game like that. And I remember he went ahead and got me the 100 lives, or got me. Look, man, I'm gonna give you 100 lives so you can burn these up, because man, you some super trash. Like you need all 100 of these lives. And I remember just playing it, and it was so exciting. And then when Super Mario 2 came out, it was just revolutionary, right? All right, so what? It was a different game, and they just put the Mario sprites in, but it was still fresh as a kid. Back when Mario 2 came out, it was still cool. It was still fresh. Like I couldn't even play it really. I still was trash, right? I still was trash. And then Mario 3 came out. It came out, I think it was in the movie first. So you had the Power Glove. You had Super Mario 3. Super Mario 3 was a return to form with better graphics. Really pushing that 8-bit system to the limit. Push it to the limit. Limit. Those faster than your head. Like, yo, Super Mario 3? And then the movie with the wizard, the Power Glove. Like, man, that thing was larger than life. And it was this girl that lived across the street from me. Let's see. Her name rhymed with Rickenzie. And I remember she was like, yeah, I got Mario 3. And I was so excited. Like, yo, I got to go in there. I got to play Mario 3. And I was playing with her. Like, we'd be out like, yo, playing tea time, playing whatever. You playing all types of little games with, because I'm like, yo, man, I'm trying to get in there and I'm trying to play that Mario 3, that Super Mario Brothers 3. Look, I don't care about none of this other stuff. I'm putting in that work, okay? Like, yo, I'm playing school. I'm playing whatever, okay? All of these outside games. I never went in because she couldn't have company, right? Which, that makes sense. But ultimately, I don't think she even had Super Mario 3. But she knew the power of Super Mario 3. That it could get boys to play with her, whereas before they wasn't even playing. Nobody was playing with her. Hey guys, y'all want to play? Like, nah, Rickenzie, we ain't playing. We out here fighting. We out here excite biking. Like, look, it's crazy out here in these streets, the crazy streets of Baltimore. Super Mario 3 came out. Boom, it changed the game, right? And so Super Mario 1, Super Mario 2, I had to go over my cousin George's house to play. Super Mario 3, when that comes out, now the Nintendo is in almost every home except mine. But I want to say even by Super Mario 3 days, I actually had a Nintendo, because I got my Nintendo when the Genesis came out. So when the Genesis came out, I wanted a Genesis, and I remember my dad, he got a Nintendo, right? And it was like the same price, but the Nintendo, it had like the four player where 4 people could play at the same time. It had that, and I think I had like Nightmare on Elm Street. I had that was like the second Nintendo, because my first Nintendo I got was I got Ninja Gaiden, right? So I got Ninja Gaiden and the Nintendo, and I remember like that's all I had was just that. But I don't know what happened to it, but I guess something happened, and eventually, the Genesis. So when the Genesis came out, that's when I wanted the Genesis. I wanted the Sega Genesis, but I didn't get it. I got a Nintendo with the four player hookup, right? Whatever the official name of it is called, right? So Super Mario 3, I didn't have to go to South Baltimore to play Super Mario 3. Like, enough people around the hood, enough people in the neighborhood had Nintendos, and we trading cartridges, and everybody got them. So somehow, some way, I end up playing it. But it wasn't it wasn't like that first day that it came out, right? But it was still in the atmosphere of Super Mario 3, and it was just so exciting. I didn't even see the movie Wizard. Like, I don't even remember the movie Wizard. Like, I remember Fred Savage was in it, and my mind kind of puts that guy from Stand By Me in there. I don't even know if he was in there, right? But I'm sure I saw the Wizard. I just don't remember seeing it in the movie theaters. Like, I really don't remember seeing it too much. But I'm sure I saw it later on in life. Like, I feel like I've seen the movie. But the main thing was, I know I didn't see it when it first came out, because they were talking about the Power Glove, and so you just saw the preview, the trailer, right? That was enough for you back in the day. That's all you had to see. Look, man, you saw the trailer, you done seen the whole movie. Like, look, man, he's gonna be a kid. He gonna be able to. He gonna be like one of the best in the neighborhood. He gonna have to go to some type of tournament. He's gonna have a friend, and his friend gonna believe in him. But somehow, some way, they gonna get split up. It's another boy meets girl, but it's boy and his friend. So some way, somehow, they not friends anymore for a little bit. And one of them, the wizard or whatever, he goes to the big tournament, but you got to put some blocks in his way. You got big corporation got to get in his way. Ultimately, with the power of friendship and love, he actually makes it to the tournament the last minute, and he's able to compete. And then he wins, and they go back home, right? So, but that's how it was back in the day. You just saw the trailer. That's all you look. Once you saw the trailer, like you saw the trailer 11 times, you done seen the whole movie. So Mario 3 is out. The excitement. That was a kick-ass game. And it brought in new mechanics. I mean, it was crazy, right? Then we get Super Mario Brothers. We get the Super Nintendo drops. What? Man. So I think I was like in the 6th grade, right? I was like in the 6th grade, 6th or 7th grade when the Super Nintendo came out. And we used to go to EB, Electronic Boutique. It was a store in the mall. And so it was like GameStop, right? It was like GameStop, but this is before GameStop. You would go there, and they had the system up, right? It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens, and you went there, and I remember those colors, seeing Super Mario World, right? Super Mario World for the first time. I mean, it was just revolutionary. It just blew my mind. Those colors, seeing those colors on the screen, those rich blues with the white, it had like a little shine to it. Just 16-bit Mario. It was so beautiful. And my cousin Al, he got the Super Nintendo for Christmas. And I remember going over there. Right, I remember being over there Christmas Day, and we was just playing Mario and Castlevania and the games, Final Fight. He had some games, and I mean, it was just awesome, right? Just that newness. You had to be there at the moment. You had to be there, right? So, Super Mario World come out, boom, you going through the different systems. You get after that, you get after the Super Nintendo, then you get the Sega CD. And I want to say Sega CD was actually out when I was living at one of my main residences for a long time. So I was living there, right? Sega CD out. My brother Larry, he somehow, some way, he got a hold of it, right? We didn't even really have a Genesis, but boom, he got a Genesis. We had a Sega CD, and they're playing it. But that stuff is so crazy because it was like it was advanced, but it wasn't advanced. So like I remember playing, I think it was like Eternal Champions or something like that. They had like a fighting game on there, and of course, you know, I'm cleaning up, but him and everybody else, they were playing like some more advanced, older stuff that really didn't catch my attention. I think even Bam played, either Esteban or Ill Will played one of those type of games on stream, or Nico. Like I know somebody played those type of where you're trapped in the mansion and some type of goblins or some type of ghouls, or you know, it was something like that, something crazy. I really wasn't even into all of that. I was playing like the Crisscross CD, and I had Red Hot Chili Peppers, I had Public Enemy, right? So that's all I was doing with the Sega CD was playing music, because we didn't even have a CD player, but we had those CDs, right? So you going through the iterations, and then the Sega Saturn, right? Sega Saturn come out, Knights is out. I didn't play it. I played Virtua Fighter in the arcade, but I really didn't like it that much. Like, it was just it was cool. Like, you know, of course I was good at it, but I really didn't like it enough to keep playing it over and over and over and over again. Like, I didn't do that. So all the Virtua Fighters, I really didn't play them. But Knights, I didn't play Knights because I didn't have a Saturn. Like the Saturn, it only really had like 1 year. It didn't even have a year. Like when it came out in America, it didn't even have a year, because before you know it, the PlayStation was out, and the PlayStation just dominated. So the PlayStation out, boom, all of the games that come out with the PlayStation, boom, you playing the PlayStation. And the Sega Saturn, it just went by the wayside. So I remember one of the homies had the Sega Saturn. So you went over there and you saw it, but it wasn't like, it was still like, yo, especially because it was out. It was the first 32-bit system that was out, right? But Sega had dropped all of these things, the 32X, the Sega CD combined with the 32X. Like they was doing all of this stuff. They had too many peripherals, too many extensions, and it just diluted the brand. So the PlayStation come out, and you playing that, right? So you playing 32-bit, and eventually, boom, the Nintendo 64 drops. Now, the Nintendo 64 had this crazy controller that's totally unique. It had an analog stick, because when the PlayStation came out, it didn't even have analog, right? But once the Nintendo 64 came out, then they redid the controller, and they had 2 of the analog sticks. So Mario comes out. I got the PlayStation, and everybody just playing. Everybody, like Mario 64 is sweeping through the nation. I mean, it is revolutionary. But I didn't play it. And so I missed it. So eventually, I want to say it had to have been like 10 years later. Because when Zelda came out, boom, I played the Zelda, right? But that was revolutionary. Ocarina of Time. But remember, Mario is really what got me on the gaming. Like, really just, it's like, man. Like, you had the cereal, you watched the cartoon. Like, it was big. And like I said, 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World. Now, Mario 64 comes out, and I'm not even on it no more. I'm on some other stuff. I'm on fighting games. I'm on Marvel vs. Capcom and Soul Blade at the time, right? You got Soul Blade, because everybody playing GoldenEye, right? I don't have a 64. I didn't get my Nintendo 64 until Zelda came out. when Zelda came out, that's when I'm like, yo, I gotta get this. I gotta get the Zelda. You get Mario Sunshine, you get Mario Galaxy, right? You get all these different Marios, and I want to say around not the GameCube, but a little bit after that, I realized when I get a chance to actually play Mario 64, and now, like, the graphics doesn't look as good. Now, I remember it. I remember seeing it back, like, when it first came out and being able to tell, like, yo, this is groundbreaking, but I didn't play it, right? So I didn't experience it in the day, right? And that's what we're talking about, experiencing something in the moment that it comes out. Like it's so important to do that. Right? It really is. It's so important. Even if you don't beat the game, even if you don't complete the game, but to actually experience it when it comes out. And later on, I got a chance to look back at that Mario 64, and by the time I got around to playing it, right, having a chance to play it, you know, I mean, we're on maybe the PlayStation 3. Right? We could even be on the PlayStation 4. Right, so graphics is crazy. You got God of War 3. You got, I mean, all of these games, and so you're living in a moment of those in the current moment. Far Cry, and you got all of these, like, just superior graphics, and then boom, you go look at Mario 64, and it's like, man, it didn't, like, Mario 64 doesn't hold up the same that like Super Mario World. Like Super Mario World, when you look at it, like, it still looks good. Like those Super Nintendo games, some of them still look good. Like Super Mario World still looks good. Mega Man, the original on Nintendo, like that thing still looks good, right? So some games like that, they still look good. Mario 64 doesn't. It doesn't look as good as it did when it first came out. Like when it first came out, and that was the only thing that you knew, and your reference was Virtual Fighter. Like Mario 64 versus, Virtual Fighter, I mean, it looked awesome, right? Like Mario 64 was it. Nothing looked better than Mario 64. But I didn't get a chance to experience it when it came out. So by the time I got a chance to experience it, it wasn't the same experience. So even like Resident Evil, if you look at the first Resident Evil, like if you go back and you play the first Resident Evil now, like it doesn't hold up. The mechanics, just so many things about it compared to today that it doesn't hold up. Like PlayStation today is like Atari 2600. Like that's what it's like. Like those games, like the first Resident Evil, even the first two, like all of them, they just look ugly compared to today. But back then, I mean, they look good. Like they really did look good. So now we get Resident Evil 8, and I don't even have it. And I don't have it because of lack of funds. I don't have it because, like, I'm just not into it. And that's a problem. Like, look, this past however long we've been talking about video games. Like, that's a huge part of me. I am a gamer. Like, that's who I am. And for this past time, like, I've been away from that. So for me to be away from games, that's me being away from myself. That's one of the most consistent things throughout my life have been video games. But now, in this quest for money, the only thing I can think about is getting more money. Like my time is all wrapped up, and I don't have time, and I'm at the point now where it's like, look, I gotta take my life back. I have to take my life back. I just can't sit around and be like, oh, I want to have a lot of money so that Joshua can say I got a lot of money. Like, y'all don't even care about what are you doing with all this money? Like, nothing. All right, I'm eating. I'm buying shoes and jackets, cars, but I'm not really doing nothing. Like, I'm not doing nothing. All right, you get okay, you can go wherever you want to go. To do what, though? Like to game? To play some games? Nah, I ain't on that no more. Like, that's a bad trade. That's a bad trade. Like, I'm okay with not playing I used to play all the games. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not playing all the games. I'm okay with just playing Tekken and trying to become the best at Tekken that I can be. But when a game like Resident Evil 8, right? They're continuing the story of Ethan, my man, a good protagonist, right? They're going to add some new stuff. They're adding them, but it's going to be an extension of Resident Evil 7, which I really love, especially in VR. Now, I know Resident Evil 8 is not in VR, but that's okay because I liked 7 on the flat screen as well. It was cool. Playing it in VR first, though, is the best experience. Like you can the only way to get those type of experiences, just like I said with Mario, you gotta play it. You gotta be there right in the moment. You can't go back and no, it don't work like that. Like, you have to do it. So Resident Evil 8, it came out maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. So like, I gotta get it. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it and I gotta play it. You know? I just have to. And it's like, man, my schedule, because I'm working, it's just so crazy. It's like I don't even have time for that stuff. And like, man, that's just not how I'm trying to, that's just not how I'm trying to live. Like, I'm really not. Like, I want to have time for the things that I want to do. If I want to just put in an hour, 2 hours a day on some video games and just relax and wind down, like, that's what I need to do, because that's who I've been all my life, right? You go and you look at before video games. All right, I'm playing outside and like, I'm good. I'm good with all of that. Getting stung by bees, chased by dogs, getting beat up. Like, why am I going to pick that? Oh, man, it makes you strong. Look, man, you be strong. Look. How many people are going to fight in a war? Okay, everybody can't fight in a war. All right? How many people are going to play on a team? Like, everybody can't play. You get your starting 5. When they get tired and somebody fill in. But let's say you got 1,000 people on the team. Then what? Only 5 people can play at a time. We trying to win. So we want to keep our best in there as long as possible. And then put our second best. And then we got development. But like I said, we got 1,000 people on this team. Like, some people are going to go without playing at all. So look, put me in there for that position. Put me in look, man, I'm the 1,000th person on this team. I'm not going to be playing. Give me a video game. This is what I enjoy. This is what I like. Boom, let's get it in. Then we got the music. Okay, so the music, I've been playing. I've always been into music. Like, I remember the first song, and I talked about this on the podcast before. The first song that awakened me. It awakened me from being ignorant. It's like the first time when people go see The Matrix and they watch that movie and boom, it just sparks something. It sparks something in people to where they're like, we're trapped in the matrix, right? Well, I had an awakening like that in music, and it was Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder, the song for Martin Luther King Jr. Like when I first heard that song in the first grade, like I remember it to this day. I'm in the first grade and I hear that song and I hear the harmonies when they're doing the happy birthday. Like, man, that changed my life. That's first grade. And I remember the songs before first grade. Like I remember listening to my uncles and my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother, Mary Lee, and her son, Joe and Ned. Those are her sons. Those were my great uncles. Those were my grandmother's brothers and my grandmother's mom, right? I got a chance to live with her. You know, we're on East Baltimore, and they would play like old records, Don't Mess With My Toot Toot. And they called me Boogie. I was Boogie. Boogie, come on down, you know. So your boy Boogie came down. Look. And they wanted me to, you know, put on the show. And I would sing and dance. And they had a good time. They would drink. And I don't think I was paid. Like, yo, they was pimping me, man. I'm entertaining for free. Right? Fair exchange ain't no robbery. So, after they was done with me, boom, all right, Boogie, get up out of here. You know, Boogie had to bounce. So, I remember music before, but when I heard the harmonies from Stevie Wonder, it just changed my life. It was like, it just unlocked something. It just woke something up in me. But I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even know what was awakened. I didn't even understand what was awakened in me. Because I'm only 7. I'm only 6 years old. Like I'm still afraid of the dark. And I wear Scooby-Doo underwear, right? Like, so I don't even understand what's happening. But there was an awakening. And I get the drum and I'm beating on the drum and something's not right. I just don't know what it is, but something is not right with this drum. I just could not figure it out. What's something? Like, I didn't even have the vocabulary to express that something's not right. Something is off with this sound. It doesn't sound right. Later on, I realized that it's the snare. You know, the beads aren't under it. That's what was wrong. But as a 6-year-old, I couldn't articulate that because I've never seen one. I've never seen it. But my brain and my mind was unlocking to be aware of it. So I was aware. I could tell that this ain't is you is or is you ain't my baby, right? Yo, this ain't it, right? I hear you, but I don't hear you. But I couldn't articulate it. So I'm laying dormant. Middle school, I finally get the chance to actually touch my first instrument. I sit down at the piano. Boom, door closed on me again, right? I don't get that chance again until I'm 15, 16 years old, right? So almost 10. So I get unlocked at 6 years old. I don't get a chance to touch anything till 10 years later. Like, it's 10 years of knowing something is something. Just imagine Neo in the Matrix. He has this idea that something is wrong, right? It's like the beginning of the Matrix movie. And it's the whole Morpheus, like just that whole intro, right? The whole intro, we get to see Trinity fighting We get all of that. Then they contact Neo. And then after that, like they never get to meet, so he never gets to do any of all that other stuff. It's just that initial contact, knock, knock, and then somebody knocks on the door and he sees the white bunny. He goes to the club, but he never meets Trinity after that. The Nebuchadnezzar gets blown up, right? So he's waiting in there, and it just gets blown up 10 years later. It happens again. Right? So it's like, man, if only, he could have met with Trinity at that club, like, yo, these 10 years, this would be different. Like, his life would be different with these 10 years, getting it that early, because we already know what happens in the trilogy, right? So with me, boom, I get unlocked in the 6th grade, well, at 6 years old, but I didn't get a chance to learn an instrument, learn music till I'm 16. So that's just a lesson in time. Time is very important, and it's very important to seize on the moments when you have them. And I've just been away from myself. And I wasn't even gonna shoot this episode. Let me look. I need to look and see. I'm not really worried about time because I like the long format, but I have my thing that I have set up. I have it in this Zoom. So I don't want the battery to die and then everything is lost, right? I want to stop it so that I can save this work. But it's just so important to seize on these moments, right? The moments that you have. And like I said, like I wasn't even going to do this episode. But one thing that I carry with me from the Honorable TAO Nginge from Cameroon is that, look, man, if you're gonna do something, you need to do it now or you're not gonna do it. Like I take that with me, and I take it with everything that I do. Like that's a part of me, and that's from the Honorable TAO Nginge. I keep that close, like, because it's so accurate. Like, all right, if I'm gonna wait till next week, I'm gonna wait till 2 weeks. Like, I don't even remember the last time I uploaded an episode, the last time I recorded. I don't even remember what day that was. I don't even remember what month. I don't remember if it was October, November, December, if it was January, if it was February. I don't remember if I actually recorded an episode and just didn't upload it. Like, I don't even remember, right? So it's so easy to keep going on and on and on till the break of dawn, on and on and on till the break. Like, it's so easy to do that. And you find yourself year 2, year 3 of not doing what you said you was going to do. So it's so important that you, whenever you say you're going to do something, that you do it right then and there. Look, man, I'm going to start working out. Boom. I'm doing push-ups right now. Like, I don't care where I'm at. The cops, they like, yo, get on the ground. Boom. Look, man, let me go and knock out 5 push-ups right now. They like, yo, man, this guy's crazy. Nah, man, I need to work out. Right? Like that's the lesson. So I wasn't going to even record because I really never know what I'm going to talk about. I have an idea. Okay, I'm going to kind of talk about this and talk a little bit about this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, but that. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but it's like, I don't really know. And I brought everything down to the bedroom. I got it all ready. I turned it on. I set the date and everything up, and then I turned it off, right? It's like, man, I don't even really feel like doing it, Man, I'm going to just have to let this thing go. I'm going to just have to quit and just have everybody wondering, man, whatever happened to Bo Miles? That's just like with me and David Cho. Like I love his podcast, the David Cho podcast. Like I loved it, man. And I just remember going and like, he wasn't on no more. It's like, man, what happened? What happened to David Cho? Right? And you could see that like he was gaining momentum and people were getting weird. So I guess it got too much for him. And he just boom, just stopped. And, so I think about that. I'm thinking, all right, man, I'm done. I'm not even gonna be doing no more podcasts. I'm just gonna hang it up. And then I thought about David Cho and how I felt when just out of the man, just gone. Right? It's like a death. And like I didn't want that for my listener. Right? I didn't want that for my listener because I don't know who makes it this far, who listens to this episode to this point at the end, who makes it to the end, right? And so who is actually looking for, man, where's Bo? Man, I love those Bo Mile podcast episodes, the artistry of, man, I love that. Right? Like I don't know. I don't know if there's one. But if there is, I want that one person to know that Bo is still here. That Bo is still doing it. Even if Bo decides to quit, like Bo is going to let you know. Like, look, guys, this is the last episode. Right? Unless, something happened to me and I don't get a chance to do that. But as long as I'm breathing, as long as I can make the episodes and I feel it to keep going, to keep making it, then I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep making it. Now, I have some ideas where I was thinking about, because that's all a bunch of ideas all happening at one time, right? So I was thinking about interaction, because engagement and interaction, like that's important in anything. If you have engagement and you have interaction in something, then it's going to be bigger and better in a sense, because nothing's really better, but it's definitely going to get you moving in a direction to where you can be self-sustained just off of that. So I'm like, all right, I have to get my engagement up, right? My interaction. I want to interact with the people. And the current format that I'm in, I'm not able to interact with the people. People, they can't interact with me. Like, you guys may have questions, you guys may have comments, you guys may have anything, and I don't have there's no way for me to even know that. So one of the things that I was thinking is, all right, my Twitch channel, which is Patzer_99. I start doing the podcast on there. I do it live. And that way, this gives you a chance to actually see me and kind of go over these episodes, right? And you can say something, you can respond, you can throw up comments, you can actually interact with me in the moment that I'm actually dropping it. And then I'll just grab the audio and upload it to all of these platforms later, right? So that's one way. But then it's this way where there is no interaction, it's just me talking, right? That's another one. So because with the serial killer one, because I'm going to do that. That is going to be the next one. So I'm actually going to do an episode with Esteban, and I'm going to upload that. So we're gonna do it this week, but I'm gonna upload it next week. And then after that, I believe that I'm going to start doing my episodes live. Start doing them live on Twitch. So, and just kind of see how it goes, right? Now I already know, boom, don't worry about don't worry about the anything, like far as, okay, what does it look like and la la la. Like, you can't worry about nothing. Okay? Remember what the Honorable TAO and Ginge said. He said, if you're going to do something, you need to do it now, or you're not going to do it. So we just going to do it, and we'll fix it as it needs to be fixed. Okay? One piece at a time. Like, one piece at a time. We'll just start with the camera and the mic, and we'll add lights, and we'll add everything else in time. But just to start, we don't care, man. We just need to get this content out. We just need to get back to being Boogie. You know, my first nickname, Boogie, right? So I gotta get back to Boogie. All right, I've been away from Boogie too long. Boogie like, yo, man, what the fuck? You don't even come holler at a nigga no more, man. I'm like, yo, Boogie, trying to get this money, Boogie. And he like, yo, but for what though? Right? For everybody but yourself. Because like, you don't need to live in some mansion. You don't need to drive some fancy car. It's just something that's reliable, something that'll get you from point A to point B. It's not going to break down. You don't have to, worry, okay, in between the interval between point A and point B, I'm going to break down, and who knows what's going to happen, right? So just reliable transportation, a roof over our head, and a little bit of food in our belly. And we're good. Get some electricity, get some internet, right? So that we can do these shows, we can game and interact with the community, we can do our music. So yeah, I think like just from this point, like, all right, am I gonna stop trying to get money? No, because there's still things that I want to do that require money. So I'm not gonna stop trying to get money, but I'm not gonna let it consume me. Like, I'm going to focus on, all right, what's the bare minimum that I need to sustain the life that I'm living? How can I do that? How can I sustain this life, right? How can I sustain, what's that number? Now, I have that number. Now, I also know that, for my goal, because the type of person that I am, I always want to excel to the top. Like, that's just the type of person that I am. Like, I always want to excel. So because of that, like, I want to be a millionaire. And only because, and that's not even the top, right? Like, we talking billions and trillions, right? It never ends. Like, but it's like, okay, I want to crack into the millionaire atmosphere. Right, go deep in there. Let's say 50, 60 mil a year, right? Like, that's where, that's what I want to, that's where I want to be. That's what I want to achieve. And that's light, right? That's light. Far as people who doing billions, right? People doing these billionaires, Vitalik and Elon and all of them. Like, these guys are boom, man, 60 mil. Like, yo, they give away that, right? They give away 60 mil. So that's nothing. But for me and where I'm at and just what I would like to achieve, I would like to crack into that millionaire atmosphere, right? Like, why not? Do I need $1 million? Do I need to be a millionaire? Because having $1 million and being a millionaire, that's two different things. So do I need to be a millionaire? No, I don't need to be a millionaire. Because remember, Boogie just needs a piano, some type of keyboard, some headphones so he can listen to it, a gaming system, and the internet. That's all Boogie needs. All right, Boogie gonna make it do what it do, baby. Some type of reliable transportation. So that's all that I need. But I wanna be in that atmosphere. So I have to try. I have to try hard. But I can't sacrifice Boogie. Let Lil Boogie play. Let him play the piano. Let him play video games. Right? That new Resident Evil 8. Yo, Boogie need to play that. Need to play Resi 8, The Village, and experience it while it's happening now. Don't come back 10 years from now after the graphics is. When I come back to this, it just looks like trash. It looks like crap. I can't even enjoy it because it was really meant to be enjoyed in this moment of now. Like that's when it was meant to be enjoyed. So I gotta do that. I gotta do it. So this weekend, I'm picking it up, and we got family functions, all that type of shit is going on. It's like, man, I really don't even want to deal with that. Look, man, I'm trying to play Resi 8, right? But I have to clear my mind. I can't be thinking about the next dollar. How am I going to make the next dollar? What am I going to nah, man, just step away from that because that's not going nowhere. Right? That's not going nowhere. Like, it's not. It's not. If you achieve it or if you don't, like, it really won't matter. Because somebody will achieve it and somebody won't, right? There's always going to be winners. There's always going to be losers. And ultimately, it's like you really don't decide. Like if you look at Barkley and Jordan, you think Barkley decided not to get a ring? And it's like, man, I'm sure he really wanted a ring. I'm sure he pushed himself to the break. He really wanted it. Did he get it? No, he didn't. Did it matter? Does it matter? Like, does that make him any less of a player? Like, he still got a chance to play. He still played basketball for a living. All right, he didn't get a ring, but he still played basketball for a living and made good money and travel and just lived the life of a basketball player. And there's so many others during his day that got a chance to live and experience being an NBA basketball player. Even though they didn't get any rings, even though they didn't get any shoes, even though some of them didn't get that much time to play, but they still got a chance to live as an NBA basketball player. And for people who love basketball, I mean, that's better than cleaning toilets. And there's nothing wrong with cleaning toilets. But if you love basketball and you really want to be a basketball player, you really want to play in the NBA, then you want to play in the NBA. You don't want to clean toilets. So if you had to choose, you're going to choose to play in the NBA. So that's really all we're saying is, look, I'm going to strive to get into that millionaire atmosphere. But if I don't, I don't. Like, it's really going to be okay. As long as Boogie can play, okay? That's what's important. As long as I'm playing the piano, as long as I'm still playing video games, Resident Evil 9, Tekken 8, Spider-Man, whatever, right? As long as I'm just still playing these games and still working on my music, like that's all that matters, right? So, like I said, this week, so next week's episode is going to be the collabo with Esteban, which I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that's going to be next week's episode. And then after that, we're going to be doing it live, right? Which I thought of this before. I want to say I've done it, right? Those movie reviews or movie, what are they called? when you speed runs. Yeah, so those movie speed runs, which really they wasn't speed runs because each one really was the length of the movie that I actually covered, right? So, which I'm gonna do. I'll probably do some more of those. I still got Ninja Scroll, so I got all of that stuff is queued up to do that. So, eventually we'll do some more of those. Just kind of adding a variety of different type of episodes, so that way we just keep it going, right? And it gives some new flavor. And every now and then we'll come back to reality and look at the things that's going on. But I'm glad that I really took off of this time away, because you figure this has probably been a year. Like, it's crazy because COVID has been going on for a year, and I don't believe that I recorded any during this COVID run, right? So, that's just crazy. But I believe I did something. Y'all know my time aspect or concept of time, it definitely gets thrown off. But yeah, but a lot has changed. Your boy has been definitely moving and just doing different things. So that stuff will come up in different episodes. We'll be covering and doing different things. I'm definitely going to do that serial killer episode. I need to just be done with it so that I never have to think about it or relive it again. But I do want to do it in a live format because I want it to be a visual aspect of it as well. So when I upload it to YouTube, y'all can actually watch, these killers that I'm talking about. I'm gonna pull up their pictures, and I might even pull up some crime scenes. We'll see. I'm just gonna do it right then in the moment and see what comes up. Right? So, and that means there's gonna be some type of silence, but it's all right because you have to get used to silence. You have to get used to it. You have to just become comfortable and become one with the silence. So no matter how that goes, I'm going to do that anyway. So with that being said, well, look, we're going to knock it out. We're going to close it out right here. Look, I was thinking that this episode was going to be, what's going on, or welcome back, but I think I'm going to call it Boogie Nights. Okay, this is we had to go back. Right, I forgot that name. Nobody called me Boogie in a long time. I think, that name. That's from the 1800s, right there. Man, that's crazy. Look, that was given to me by my great grandmother. Who I got a chance to meet. So that's, I got a chance to live with her. That in itself is awesome. I actually found her obituary. My mom had it. So once I had to go through my mother's things after she passed, I got a chance to find my great grandmother's obituary and read it. And it just was like, man, this is where you come from. And who would have thought that? Who would have thought? Because especially like me in this day and age where it's like your kids are so oblivious to the past and so wrapped up in their own life that they're not even thinking or worrying about the past. But just to know that maybe 4 or 5 generations from now, one of your descendants will really be interested in you and really have a sense of love for you. Have a sense of man, I wish I could be there to actually talk to you and show you that gratitude. That you knocked us out, 1745, man, so much is going to come from you that you don't even know, right? so many of the offsprings and just kind of look at their lives. And some of them going to be doing some bad stuff. Well, get caught up in like bad situations, and some of them is going to excel, and that's all from you, right? So if you look up in the sky tonight and you look at the moon or you look at the stars, just know that like one of your ancestors, you go back to any point in time and they looked up at that same star. They looked up at the same moon, right? 1642, right? 939, right? You look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's the funk Dr. Spock, right? So that's just crazy to even think of it, right? To think and just like really imagine that ancestor. Just keep going back. 6,000 years ago, just boom, look up to the sky. It's going to be the same moon, right? Same stars, but the world looks different. You look different, right? But you really get a chance to connect with your ancestor, and even moving forward, right? You look up in the sky, and maybe 6,000 years from now, if the Earth is still here, no matter what the life form looks like, it doesn't matter what you believe, but 6,000 years from now, if the Earth is still here, like whatever, we'll look up into the sky and see the same thing that you see right now. So it's that sense of consistency, right? I think that's really what we're afraid of when we think about our own mortality. It's like, we're finite, but we know that as far as our eye and as far as our perception of something, there is some things that are infinite. Right? Like, look, even if those stars are dead, and by the time, it just takes a few million light years for the light to die out, right? In our time, we won't know that. And all of the time that has been recorded, they didn't know that, right? So perception and time is all one. So you don't have to be afraid of not being here anymore. You don't have to be afraid of that, right? So it's just so I'm just grateful, that I got a chance to meet my great grandmother. Like, I really am, that I got a chance to live with her. Like, not only just meet her, but live with her, because some people didn't, right? Some of her great grandkids never got a chance to meet her. Some of her great grandkids, like, they don't even know what she looks like. They can't even imagine what she looks like. I remember her. Like, it's just it's an honor. So, and it's an honor to be talking with you guys. Anybody who's listening, it's an honor, and I feel honored that you listen to my voice, that you listen to me. And I can be with you as you do get in that work. Look, keep punching that clock. Or I'm with you on your drive to work or your drive home. It's an honor. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to hang out with you for this little bit of time. And look, we're going to do it again, okay? We back. We are back, bitches. Reese's
Really? That's so sweet of you.
Well, hop on to my flying nimbus, because we really should get going.
You mean I can actually ride on this thing without falling?
Well, sure, but you do have to have a pure heart.
Oh, that's okay. When your dad's the oxygen, you always behave well.
I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Inhale high, enjoying the vibes. Got no no time for bullshit in my life. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Head held high, enjoying the vibe. Got no time for bullshit in my life. Super Saiyan with this flow. Like Vegeta, my heart stay cold. Smoking on that Saiyan, bro. Feeling like I'm on a Nimbus cloud, yo. I just want it all, I just wanna ball. Wanna go to the mall, not care about the cars. Puffin' on the dopest dope, in a sweet or raw. Hella high, singing catchy songs. My mind stay floating, smoking on this potent. Got my mind constantly going, has me going slow motion. Wanna be sipping Arizona tea, rolling up the finest speed. In San Diego, by the beach, living how I should be. I'm just trying to live my life, so my blunt and stay lit. Fuck all the drama, that's my mindset. Feeling good, just vibing. You can catch me smiling. I'm up in the clouds, I'm flying. Got no time for no bullshit or lying. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Head held high, enjoying the vibes. Got no time for bullshit in my life. I'ma kick back and have a good time. Drama free, that's how I live my life. Head held high, enjoying the vibe. Got no time for bullshit in my life. Let's go, man. Fuck all that drama shit. Take me to my paradise. Give me some video games. Give me some double cheeseburgers. Give me some good ass weed. And let's go.